Well, praise the Lord, everybody. Welcome to On Point, the number one Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, live every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on any smart device you might have at David G. Evans, the number one, at David G. Evans 1. We're so glad that you've joined us today. If you do us a favor, you can like and subscribe to us and invite some people to follow us today to join in this conversation, which we believe always stimulating, always relevant, but always from a kingdom perspective, from a biblical point of view. We are so honored to have you with us today. We love new callers. We talk about a variety of subjects: culture, faith, of course, the Bible, politics, sports, major national and international events, in some cases regional events because of where our callers are calling from around the country and sometimes out of the country. So we are just so happy that you've taken the time to join us. Now, our call-in numbers are 866-743-8267, 866-743-8267, 866-74-EVANS, 866-74-EVANS. Give us a call. We love to have you talk to us. Of course, joining us once again is our world-famous co-host, Reverend Nicholas A. Smith. How you doing, man?
Good. Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, get that thing out.
Yeah, right. Yo, I'm not old, but this getting older thing is
man, it's a challenge, isn't it?
I just laugh now.
I'm time is undefeated, man.
It is.
Absolutely undefeated.
It is.
I'm fighting hard as I can, but
I
bruh,
know. Yeah.
some days I tell you.
Yeah, I went to the doctor this week. I'll tell you about it later. Some
Yeah,
nerve thing. He's like,
Oh,
"How
yeah.
happened?" I was like, "I don't know. It just hurts." I was like, I can't tell you.
Fighting in your sleep.
Just,
Had a dream running up a mountain, woke up
right,
with a sword. Absolutely
Oh, boy.
insane.
I know.
My grandmother was not wrong.
Yeah.
She said it goes in cycles.
Mm-hmm.
I said, "What you mean, Mama?" She said, "Monday is your shoulder.
Yeah.
Tuesday is your hip. Thursday's gonna be your foot."
Yep.
I said, "Lord have mercy."
I know.
But what can you do?
Hey, thank God, right?
You can't sit down and rust away.
I know that's right.
Yeah, man, you got to
Too
wear
much,
out.
got too much work to do.
Yeah. Too many people responsible for. Well, it's been a interesting week. We're still basking in the glow of our convocation.
Yeah.
First time we've had our Power of God convocation in a number of years, pre-COVID. Which, of course, we had to shut it down during the COVID epidemic, height of the COVID epidemic. And interestingly enough, man, I say that 5 times.
Right.
COVID is peaking again.
Yeah.
And I don't know why we don't have pattern recognition. It's every summer, leading up to the summer, and then we hit the summer, and the thing explodes again.
Yeah.
And I understand it's happening all over.
Yeah.
And they keep changing the rules on the thing. So people just have to use some sense.
Yeah.
You can't get it and say, "Oh, I'm all right." And if you don't feel well, you got to check.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that difficult. You got to think of somebody else.
Yeah, care.
Yeah, you love your neighbor.
Yeah.
as you love yourself. And
Right.
perhaps, this "I don't care" attitude is distinctly part of the problem. The "I'm all right" is not going to be enough of an explanation when an elderly loved one of yours gets sick with this thing.
Yep.
I didn't think is not going to be enough logic.
Yep.
So just need to be careful, y'all.
Yeah.
And be cautious. If you don't feel well, test and stay from around people for a minute until you know for sure what's going on.
Yeah.
A lot of family dinners, hearing that's happening again.
Yeah.
People are getting together, family dinner, family picnic, half the crowd coming up with COVID. So be cautious, y'all.
Yeah.
At the risk of being, let's talk about something pleasant. Because there's a lot of unpleasantness going on.
Sure.
So I've been a big fan of this young man, Quincy Wilson, for about 2 years. unbelievable young man. There is no equal to him on the high school level.
Mm-hmm.
Although there are people that he's had to, exert himself to beat.
Sure.
But he always.
Yeah.
But to see a 16-year-old running with 32-year-olds and 26-year-olds.
Yeah.
And get 6 in the final of the trial is amazing to me.
Absolutely. Is that the same one that ran at the Penn Relays that everybody was
sir.
talking about?
Yes,
okay.
sir.
All right.
Yes,
okay.
sir.
Okay.
I was there.
He's there. Yeah. Yeah.
It was an amazing thing to do, and his team fell twice at the relays.
Okay.
I don't mean tripped. I mean fell, baton on the ground, got to get up. By the time they get up, they're in 5th, 6th, 7th place. He gets the baton, 3 Jamaican schools in front of him.
Yeah.
And it didn't
Takes
matter.
off. Yeah.
It didn't matter.
Yeah.
He's got a different running style. He kind of just, but he's been running since he was 9.
Okay.
He's broken every age record. But to see this guy,
Yeah.
he's got an anchorman's mentality too,
Okay.
which is, I'm catching.
I'm catching you. So, in the relay, we think they're going to put him like in the middle.
I think they're going to put him either in the mixed relay. Either way is going to be historic.
Okay.
Or they're going to put him in the qualifying heats. So the adults.
Yeah. I know.
The kid doesn't have a driver's license.
Right,
He's
I
going
know.
to the Olympics.
Yeah.
So he can't drive. So they're going to put him in the qualifiers so the adults don't have to spend themselves.
Okay.
Because he's running grown folk time. He qualified at 44 and change.
Yeah.
It's a whole lot of grown guys.
Yeah.
But I've seen him do that twice in the same day,
Okay.
within 3 hours.
And to come in 6th place
Yeah, man.
at that is huge with
Man.
the strength that those guys, older
Yeah,
adults
and
have.
and he was clearly nervous.
Okay.
And I think he'd run a different race. And the thing was, I think he tried to save himself, which was logical.
Yeah.
So he ran not casual, but he really didn't put it down the first 200.
Okay.
But then the last 100, he was rolling them guys up like a Philly cigar. Man.
Okay.
He was just,
Come back.
come back here.
Yeah.
And he's if you get a chance to watch him, man, he's something else.
Yeah, I'm excited to see. I hope he makes it to the final team, the 4x4.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
it depends. If somebody gets hurt,
Yeah.
they won't lose anything. You got to run a 43 or a 44 flat to beat him,
Okay.
which is fast.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
At 16. And he's got those reindeer legs, so he recovers a lot faster than the older guys do.
Okay.
So it's going to be.
Yeah.
I'm just 16-year-old kid, youngest ever to make the Olympics.
Yeah.
In track and field.
Well, Olympics start in 2 weeks, so we'll.
Yeah.
We'll be
Best
ready.
seat in the house at the Olympics
know.
is in your house in front of
right,
TV.
right.
Yes.
I know.
Although I thought maybe Paris, but if the Lord lets me see another couple years, and I believe He will.
Yeah, he will. Yeah.
L.A.
He better. Yeah.
L.A.
He better.
L.A.
LA be a good year.
Yeah, I'd love to go to L.A. and see the thing.
Right.
But you probably have to start making reservations now.
Oh yeah, because I know that the prices. Yeah.
Yeah. Any of our callers ever been to the Olympics? We got Kiefe from Lawnside. Hey, Kiefe, how you doing this morning? Welcome to On Point.
Hey, Bishop, Pastor Nick, how are you guys doing today?
Doing
Hey,
great,
man.
man. Good to hear from you. How you been?
Man, I've been busy.
That's always good. That means you're staying out of trouble, right?
Yeah, I got to, man. Got to.
Well,
What do you want to talk about? I'm trying to avoid talking about politics with you guys today. But,
okay. Hard. It's hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
let me ask y'all something. It's on the sports thing, because I've been following a lot of sports, for a long time, and I'd like your opinion on, with Barney James and LeBron James playing. I mean, I like your opinion on that, and also a few other things, which I'll get into in a few minutes.
Okay. Have you ever heard the word nepotism?
Say that again?
Have you ever heard the word nepotism?
Not that I know of.
Okay, it's like you get the job because your dad's working at the plant.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, of course.
All right.
Okay.
Now, not only does he have a relational influence, but his dad basically took a cut in pay,
Right.
cut a deal so LA could afford the boy.
Right.
Maybe he wants him on the team so he can look out for him because, human beings are very, very envious. And just like Caitlin Clark is getting a little beat up because
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, I saw it. People resent the fact that she's, getting the press they didn't get,
Right.
but they haven't done what she's done. I looked at, I think LeBron's son probably is a talent, but I don't think he's where his dad was at the same age.
Right.
So he clearly got the advantage because of relationship, but you remember, Kiefe, that relationships drive this whole world. You know that, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, and the only time we're upset about them is when we don't have them. So,
Let me say it this way. I have seen, and believe me, I have watched clips of LeBron James on YouTube. It's like, because parents too, I don't want to bring it up again, but I looked at how LeBron and Bryant, the late Kobe Bryant, and Jordan played. When Jordan got fouled, he took it to the heart. He took it. But when LeBron gets fouled, it's like he flopped.
he's such a crybaby.
You know what I mean?
He's such a cry. It's hot in here.
You know what I mean?
Oh, come
it's
on.
It's like he put a finger on him or if he's going after the defender, he's like guarding the opposing player, and a guy like brick walls him, and he flops. I'm like, come on, LeBron, what are you doing? You crying like it's your baby.
When the last time you seen a pick set on LeBron?
So many times it made me feel like he was writing a book. I mean, it's like, oh yeah, I'll entitle my next book, how not to flop and overreact. Come on, I mean, I feel like that's LeBron James' first book. Come on, I mean, he's
quite dramatic.
Yeah, it's quite dramatic. I mean, I'm like looking at LeBron like, okay, I mean, don't be surprised, but yes, I am a fan of the Lakers, despite Kobe passing on and LeBron playing for him.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I look at LeBron like, okay, sometimes it's his heart, and sometimes it's just when he's on defense, it's like, really?
Well,
it's like my whole facial expression just went south.
And now that he's getting older, I see him when I did chance to watch a little bit of Lakers from now and then. He's really trying to. He's being very strategic about when he expends his energy on the floor. And I get, and that means he gets that even though he looks great, he knows his engine is not revving nearly as high nor as strong as it used to be. So he's good for bursts. I watched Dr. J do the same thing. We watched Jordan do the same thing. They start to really strategically use their strength rather than going all out. And Barkley says it all the time. Barkley says you can't do that 2 games in a row. You can't do
that's
it.
a lot. That's a lot.
The difference, and I'll say this one thing about the players you mentioned. I mean, I saw the Sixers in person years ago, and I mean, when the Sixers team that they had years ago, back in the '80s, they were dominant. I mean, they were not as dominant as the Celtics, but they were good. And
they had their
now I look. Yeah, they had the players. And now when I look back at the 2001 Sixers with Iverson and Mutombo. Okay, yes, they made it to the finals, but they lost 4 straight. But I mean, win, lose, or not have a good season, I still love my Philadelphia teams.
Sure.
And add into the Lakers and stuff like that. I understand that everyone wants to win the big one. But I mean, you got to work hard to get there.
It's not an easy thing to do. Like, I would have thought for sure that Ant-Man's team would have gone further this year.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I would have.
But it's not just talent. You got to know how to play that whole playoff series, and you got to have the mental fortitude for it, and you have to have the legs for it.
I mean, look at Jordan.
Ant-Man ran out of gas.
He did. He did. Yep.
And look at what Jordan did. He retired twice from the Bulls, but he came back and played for the Washington Wizards, which were formerly the Bullets. I mean, he had his good standards, and I mean, I love Jordan, because
I see why your generation likes Jordan. I'm a Dr. J guy, but I really do appreciate.
I love Dr. J too.
Yeah, I really do appreciate why you guys like Jordan. I've watched him on purpose, just so I'd have a frame of reference, and I see why you guys love him. He was amazing. Kiefe, we gotta let you go, man.
All right.
Talk to you soon. All right, bye. We've got Tom from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. We've got Robin from Bear, Delaware. We're going to Tom, right? Where's Tom?
5.
You can't. There's nothing on 5.
5?
He's got to be 6.
6, okay.
Hello, Tom. How you doing?
Pretty good. How you doing, Bishop?
All right, welcome
Tom.
welcome to On Point, man.
Hey, I'm just going to go to, what's his name's defense, a guy out in L.A.
LeBron?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Go ahead, man.
Because they're all crybabies now. Can you imagine?
Aren't they?
It is.
Can you imagine Lanier?
Oh,
Can
no.
you imagine Rodman
No.
in the league right now?
No. They'd kill these guys.
Yeah. And Rodman said that. Rodman said, if you put me on LeBron, like in prime,
Yeah.
he said, I'll shut him down.
Absolutely.
And I believe you, because he get in his head.
Oh, yeah.
He would mess him up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They're not strong.
Yeah.
And
Those guys would kill him.
Oh, yeah. Well, the fact is that a lot of what we see now that we call sensational, the platform for those performances was the era of Jordan and Drexler and Elijah Wan. Now Elijah Wan's finally getting his due as what people think he might have been the greatest center ever.
Yeah, he was. Oh, he was
unbelievable,
so
man.
smooth. And they still go to him to learn how to play.
Absolutely.
He's like
He's
60s.
still going Shaq.
Yeah.
Yeah. He tutors everybody.
Yeah, and they showed him like in his 60s now, still doing his,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, his shake and
Oh, yeah.
everything.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
he
yeah.
got it.
And I didn't know he was such a trash talker.
Oh yeah, quite.
But I get your
Yeah.
point. I get your point, Tom. I just think the league is. I think they're just as skilled, but they're not as tenacious.
Yeah.
And I don't know. You know, NBA decided we need to get some rules in place so they can score more because that's what the people want to see.
Yeah.
But as a basketball fan, I actually like to see scoring and
Defense. Yep. Totally agree.
You know, which requires another level of exertion.
Yep.
And this load management thing.
Yep.
I don't know how I hire you to work, and then you tell me how much you're going to work.
Yes.
No.
Millions of dollars at that too.
No. Yeah.
Millions.
We have to renegotiate your contract.
Yeah. To
Yeah.
take off
Or,
Docky for the.
or even taking a game off
You know.
when you go to a city. Like, you know, some people say,
Yeah.
and I can remember this, people buying tickets for an L.A. game just to see LeBron. He only gets a team 2 or 3 times a year.
Absolutely.
And he wouldn't play.
And you wouldn't play.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's
And
not
you don't
good.
pay to come see them sit on the bench in suits.
Yep.
You come to see them play.
Well,
So
one other thing about LeBron,
yeah.
and this is not about him as much as politics. If you look at Giannis has a brother who can't play, but they have him on the squad.
Is he on the squad?
Yeah. He's on there. I can't remember his name though.
He's getting paid. I mean, you know, and they don't talk about that, but that's kind of that.
Well, let me ask you a question, both of you a question. I need some clarity. How do you get to the NBA and comparatively speaking, you can't play? How do you get there and you can't shoot?
Yeah.
How do you get there? You're not really. I thought the league was supposed to be full of the best of the best. So how are you mediocre and get on a team?
Who you
I
know,
think every
as you
once
say.
in a while they
just-
put a 12th guy in there.
Yeah.
That's
Unbelievable, and they pay him well.
yeah. I think minimum salary is $1 million.
Yeah, but with Bronny, if at that 55th pick, they showed the salaries that they got for the person that picked that got past couple of years. He's making like $5 million. Yeah, and they gave the 55th pick is usually like around 750,000, somewhere around that range.
That's the money his dad gave up.
Yeah.
His dad's making him a millionaire, and I cannot fault him for
Yeah.
taking care of his son.
You gonna take care of your child?
But it's just such an obvious thing. And can the boy play?
They said he was pretty good before he had that heart incident,
Okay.
and then he's in the G League now. He's all right. He's not really good, but
It's just
But
bad.
when LeBron came in as a boy, he could
LeBron came.
he
in
could
as a-
play among men.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But his son is obviously not the same physical specimen
No.
as LeBron. Okay.
No. They say the youngest son is the one that's
Oh,
got
really?
LeBron's more
built,
physique.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, he made room in the salary cap for his son.
Yeah.
They signed him. He gave him $5 million.
Yeah.
Now his son's going to have to improve.
Yeah.
Because the one thing he can't compensate for is his performance.
Yep. Yep.
Because the performance is too public.
Yeah. Now here's the dilemma.
Okay.
I feel bad for the kid because now he's always going to be scrutinized in the eyes
Absolutely.
of his father.
Absolutely.
And LeBron has to take some ownership of that because LeBron put a tweet out last year, I think it was, and said that Bronny was better than a certain percentage of people in the league already. Now, he's mad at people for putting too much pressure on him, but you publicly came out there and said.
But isn't it common for people to say things?
Yeah.
And then want to control how you react to
Yeah,
it?
yep.
And
Now, y'all
also,
the problem, not me. Yeah. Sorry,
he's
Tom.
going to see something in his son that nobody else sees.
Well, yeah,
That's just what I worry about our kids.
or create something in his son that nobody can see.
Hey, Bishop, something a little different. Down here in Florida, and you mentioned it at the beginning of the show, COVID.
Yes.
Now, when I saw the news last night, I'm not sure when they said Southern Florida, they were just talking about Broward and Dade County. But right now they're saying 167 cases in a hospital.
Yep.
And doctors weren't as concerned about that as much as though there is not enough free tests or even paid for tests in the drugstores right now. There's not enough stuff going around, and people need to get their masks back on.
Yep.
That's what the local doctors are saying.
Yeah.
And the news, first time I've seen anything in a while, but down here in South Florida, they were pushing it kind of hard last night on the news.
Well, they better, because they realize what could happen, man. You know, and from what I understand from a few people that I'm exposed to, they're not keeping you at the hospital unless you're having a critical breathing problem. So people are going back home with this thing, and if you live in the same house with someone who is infected, it's a pretty high percentage of possibility that you will catch it too. And the guys that I know that caught it early, some of them are still trying to rehab their bodies.
Yeah, the OG version,
Yeah.
But they saying Florida, of course, has the biggest spike in the country right now.
Well,
I don't know what's going on with y'all down there, but it's I really don't like. What is it down there about down there that? Okay, good, Tom.
And no, it's our governor. You know, he put his head in the sand, and you know, almost like it's not happening when it's happening, and that's the problem. Like I said, I'm so glad that when I saw the news last night, people who were speaking appeared to have common sense and given the right direction.
Yeah.
And I didn't hear any overtones from Jacksonville, from our governor. So hopefully he'll stay out of it this go around.
Well, I think so.
And,
I think he needs to, Tom, because you guys had tractor trailers full of dead people back down in there. And it was a bad decision on his part, trying to act like it was, I don't know. I know I've said this, and I am redundant when it comes to this. When did human life become so unnecessary? When did it become so disposable? And politicians who need people. Here's my problem, Pastor Nick, and you say this a lot. You've taught me this. Politicians who need people to think they care about them, and you make decisions that send thousands of people to their graves, and people still support them. Well, I don't get it.
And the short memories
short-term
that
memory.
people have seemed to have forgotten what happened just 2-3 years ago.
I don't get it. I don't get it. You know, I people look at me strange when I go into the bank and I've got a mask on. Well, I don't know these people. We're in a closed-in area. I don't know who you are. You know, maybe the tellers and all are not wearing them now because they want to, you know, but, you know, I can't care about how you see me. I walk into a store, walk into a restaurant, I'm putting it on. I don't know. If I can smell your cologne, smell your perfume, then that means whatever's in the air is coming through my
Right.
You know, Okay. All right. So.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So. All right. I get it.
I agree.
Tom, you feeling all right, man?
Good. Can I leave you with a good one?
Go ahead.
I really believe this. She was messing up before, but Sha'Carri Richard, boy, that girl.
She's smoking, man.
Oh,
I think
man.
she got her head screwed on tight now.
She's killing it now.
And she's going to take, I think she's 100, the relays, maybe the 2. She's dialing in.
Well, she's gonna get the 1, I think, unless something happens. The 4x1 they'll do as long as they can get the baton around. And
Yep.
she's got that closing speed, so she'll be able to catch somebody. I don't think she wants to have to catch up somebody like the Jamaican lady. What's her name? I can see.
I know
her.
you're talking about.
She's as short as Shikari is. The 200 is going to be another thing, Tom.
Oh yeah, I know.
She got to beat
Different
Jackson.
race.
She got to beat. There's two ladies that I don't think she can take, especially having to qualify like everybody else does.
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
Sharika's going to let anybody take her in the 200.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody.
She gonna go. Yeah.
Yeah, because
But I can't wait to
she's out to
track
prove a
final.
point.
she didn't like losing that first time.
No.
It was like, I'm about to show y'all.
Yeah, she's
something.
out to prove a point now. Yeah.
Oh, you know what though? Sometimes you need a kick in the butt.
Well, yeah, they're not. You're going to, unless there's injuries, we're going to see some phenomenal races.
Yep.
Tom, we got to let you go, man.
Hey, take care.
Take it easy.
Tom.
Bye-bye. This is On Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, live every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on any smart device at David G. Evans, the #1. We want you to give us a call. We'd love to talk to you. 866-743-8267. That's 866-743-8267. 866-744 Evans, and we're going to Bear, Delaware, talk to Robin. Good morning, Robin. How you doing?
Good morning, Bishop.
Robin.
Good morning, Pastor Nick. How y'all doing this fine, blessed moment?
warm and raining. That's what it is. What's it doing down in Delaware?
Nothing.
No, not cloudy. Nothing.
It's just maybe a little cloudy, but it's not raining or anything.
Okay.
And we had a lot of rain the other day.
What about yesterday?
No, it was nice.
Yeah, we had rain off and on all day yesterday, and it started spitting a little bit when I was on my way here this morning. So everything's wet. Everything's wet up here. Puddles in the street, that kind of thing.
Wow, we need the rain. We need the rain.
Oh yeah, it's been warm. What's on your mind this morning?
Well, I just have two questions.
Mm-hmm.
And the first one, well, this is not a question, but thank you for Bible study because it touched on some points pertaining to our conversation we had.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, wow, that was just right on time. But you're always good anyway.
I'm glad it helped. Glad it helped.
Yeah, it helped. But have you heard? Well, have you seen the article regarding the Pope on the Vatican preparing documents on a role of women in leadership in the Catholic Church?
No, I didn't hear anything about it. You passing it? Speaking of documents, no, we haven't seen. We're not familiar with that, Robin. So he's proposing that they start getting roles in the Catholic Church in leadership.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, we got to look that up.
Yeah, that's
They
why I
still
said,
can't
let me
be
ask you
priests.
if y'all saw
Can't be
it.
priests.
Can't be priests, but they can be like high-ranking jobs in the Vatican.
Like administrative things they're allowing them to do.
Yeah.
Is that
That's
a
what it sounds
promotion?
like. More, yeah.
Okay, because nuns are. I thought they were pretty respected in the Catholic order.
Yeah.
But they're not opening the priesthood to them.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Oh, okay, that's why I said I wanted to ask you.
So they may be trying to satisfy something culturally, but I think the same thing happened in the Protestant church here in America, where and there's still controversy about women being preachers.
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody, Rick Warren brought it up. Was it Rick Warren or somebody? They're like, because he was talking like, how y'all against women preachers? When Charles Stanley, he got saved hearing a woman preach. And he's like, how do y'all, but y'all love Charles Stanley though.
Absolutely love him to death.
They must not be reading the same Bible.
But they
I think there's enough in the Bible
For real.
that supports the non-use of women in certain positions in the church, but there also is enough Bible to support women being used in higher positions in the church. It's funny we're having this conversation. I was talking to Prophet yesterday, called, and I was talking about the heat we took. Well, I took.
Yeah.
I always try to include us in everything. The heat I took. He was glad he didn't have to take it. When we started to license and ordain females back in 92, I think Cheryl Hill was the first licensed.
Okay.
Probably 91, 92, up in there, because I came in 90. I think maybe within 2 years, or 3 years at the least.
Okay.
At the most, we were licensing and trying. And Cheryl was the first one, and that was another reason that I was so intense on her learning, because not only did I think she could succeed amidst the controversy, but I was determined she was not going to fail.
Yep.
And she had great aptitude and had a word, and enough to convince some of our males at the time, back in the early 90s, that, okay, maybe she can do this.
Yeah.
But she was, and she kind of set the standard at that time for us with the females. And there was some competition from the other ones, but, you know, giftedness brings out your uniqueness.
Yep.
We might be gifted with the same gift, but it doesn't express itself the same way.
Yep.
And a lot of times we get jealous of the different expression of the gift.
Yes.
Did I just say that? Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, yeah, I can see the Catholic Church trying to put some salve on what's obviously going to be a discomfort, but I can also see this Pope strategically, okay, we're not going to do this, but let's do this mid-level thing.
Yeah.
And see if we can quiet down the storm.
What was it like, the evangelist versus,
I'm
not going to call her reverend or minister, but
because I know in Kojic, back in the day, you could become a missionary, you could become a state mother, but evangelist was where the stairs stopped.
Okay.
I mean, boom. But they're having controversy right now about a woman who, I think in Detroit or somewhere, who is the pastor of the church. They own the building. She's wealthy, owns part of the basketball team there, part of the baseball team there.
Okay.
Minority lady. And the church elected her to be the pastor. Well, the National is having an issue. At this time, Nationals have an issue, but that's the tradition of the great Church of God in Christ. I mean, you know, it's venerable, it's historic, it's, you know, but there's a little dispute going on right now.
Well, if she's doing her thing, we've seen people move on and take people go with who people go with who feeds them. Put it that way.
That's you follow who feeds you.
Yeah.
You know, and she has a lot of women on the staff. The church said, you know, the natural selection is this. The pastor passed away, I believe, and they chose her. And the governing board sent out a statement. No,
Interesting. I didn't hear about that.
we got somebody for you.
Okay.
We're going to appoint somebody there. But when I was in Kojic, the pastor held the deed to the church.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, pastor held the deed.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Interesting.
thank you, Rob. Good to hear from you. Hope we see you tomorrow.
Oh, I had another question.
Well, it's too late now, girl. We got to get two more people on
I can
there.
hang up, but it's a lot of talk about the Project 25.
Yeah, but
What's
you
false?
read my mind.
Okay.
I'm going to. I actually have it on my computer, so I can read it a little bit every day.
To
But I
see
think,
what's true and false.
well, I'm going to read it so you'll know what's true, because we're going to report it like it is. And maybe Pastor Nick, who loves history, if he hasn't started to read the Project 2025 thing.
I'm looking into it.
Yeah, because it's long.
They trying to take us back to.
Yeah, it's long.
Yeah.
And
All right.
it's caveman stuff. All right, Robin, I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
All right, love y'all. Y'all have a blessed day.
All right, bye-bye now. This is On Point. We want you to give us a call, 866-743-8267, 866-74-EVANS. That was Robin from Bear, Delaware. We're going to Danny from Lauderhill, Florida. Good morning, Danny. How you doing?
Good morning, Bishop, Pastor Nick, staff. How you all doing today?
Doing great, man. Doing great. What's on your mind today?
Oh, I have some things I want to go over with you. I just want to answer a question that you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
What's happening with COVID down here in Florida?
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you answer. I think Pastor Nick brought up the question, what's happening down here?
Mm-hmm.
Look at the events that we have that come right in a row. Spring break. We had that auto race.
True.
That we have people coming from all over the world,
Mm-hmm.
not just the United States, but all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have cruise ships. People come in with that traffic, and people coming through the airport. So there's no letdown as far as people coming through. Everyone is passing through, and people have a short-term memory of things to do. So they figure that we're free. We don't have to follow the rules. They've been warning us pretty heavy and they're not giving us the true figures as to what the situation is. So it's a repeat of COVID again, where they're keeping the numbers down and not letting us know what's going on.
A friend of mine who was coming to convocation, his wife was going on a cruise. He was going to come to convocation, and she came back with COVID because that cruise ship is like a petri dish.
Right.
Yes.
It is.
It's like a petri dish, and people are going
Closed
on these
in.
things, and you're closed in for however amount of time. It's same air. I mean, just it's not a good thing. And she came back very ill.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
Came back very ill, and she came. And fortunately, she communicated with her husband. I'm not feeling well, so he went to meet her. He was masked up and everything.
Yeah.
Lo and behold, he went straight to the doctor, and she caught the latest strain on the boat.
Yeah. I think people are looking at it like, just because it's not the OG version that was having like the hospital crazy packed and people dying, it still is a serious version of the flu. Like it.
And I think the thing that people don't take into consideration is the long-term effect of it. And there's some people that I know, and there's starting to be more of a half 50% that are feeling the effects of it like a year or two afterwards. And in very vital areas, having kidney issues, breathing issues, think they've got some kind of ailment that gives them aches all over their body, and it's not fibromyalgia, it's the after effects of the COVID. So especially those of us that are a little older, like 40 and 50, 60, 70, we have to be careful because we don't need anything damaging our organs. And you got people that are feeling arthritic things. And it's actually long COVID.
Right. Bishop, there's a couple of other things I wanted to go over with you right quick before I get off. Is that why is it that we have people that can get up, let them get up and have a debate, and then they don't follow the rules of the debate and have like what I call a checklist of what people say to check off what they're saying, wherein that somebody can stand up and say things that are not true over and over again, and it's the same thing over and over again. Then when it comes to the end, you have people that come out of the woodwork that you've never heard of before that can tell you what a person needs to do, but they have no idea. They bring nothing to the table as to what needs to be done.
Well, watch this. Did you know that in order to get the former president to participate in the debate, that CNN and its commentators had to agree to not pushing back on anything false that he said, which was why he was able to lie so many times, because part of the agreement for his appearance was you can't push back on what I'm saying. So they couldn't fact check him because they agreed not to.
Okay.
That's what that was all about. Because some of the stuff he said was absolutely bizarre. And you notice the commentators didn't check it at all. So they gave him license to lie to the people, which I thought if CNN had any integrity, they wouldn't have cut the deal for that. But they wanted the ratings. They wanted the ratings and the advertising dollars more than they wanted truth. But they had to come into agreement, or he wasn't coming.
Okay, one other thing, and then I'm out of your way here, Bishop, is that you probably haven't heard of this, but this is really what stunned me, what really shocked me. Everyone all over the nation knows how hot it is. Imagine living in Florida. They passed a law wherein that what happened, the counties and the cities wanted to make what they call water rules, where they would determine for people who work outside, which would be probably about 75% of the people that are working, they're working outside, that they could not, the cities or the counties could not pass what we call water laws, saying that employees could take extra water breaks, extra breaks that work in the heat. They passed a law that they cannot do that. Yeah, it's up to the employer. So if they say 2 breaks a day, that's it.
Are you kidding me?
I'm serious. I'm serious as a heart attack. I couldn't believe it.
So you're working in 95-degree heat, and you can't stop for a minute to take a water break.
just your regular break. It's a law.
Oh, my goodness.
They see people as disposable, man.
Well, it's because most of the people working outside look a certain way.
Look a certain way, yep.
Yeah, okay. Certain economic stratus. So, we really don't, those people are disposable.
Mm-hmm.
I was amazed to see that part of Project 2025 is that they want, if you don't want us to get rid of public schools, then any kid who's going to a publicly funded school has to take the entrance exam for the military and pass the exam, which means I'm building up people that can be drafted and enlisted. So if we want to start a war, it won't be the private school kids. It'll be the public school kids. Now, what's stupid is that there are a lot of non-black, non-Hispanic people that go to public schools. So it's not just going to include the minority. It's going to include the white part of our population that they're not that concerned about.
Yeah. Poor whites need to understand your situation. The only thing that makes you different is the color of your skin.
That's all. They don't care about
But they don't think.
They don't care about you.
They don't think.
But Doc, when as I'm getting through this thing, I'm seeing some incredibly draconian type of. They want a king. They don't want a president.
They don't.
Right.
But then say the founder claim, talk about the founding fathers when the founding fathers did everything they can to make sure the president didn't have all that authority.
Power,
that's the whole reason why they got away from England.
That's the whole reason. We want to go back to that. So I watched this guy yesterday. Thank you, Danny. We gotta let you go, man.
Okay, thank you, Bishop.
Bye-bye. I watched this guy yesterday trying to make this, the election was fraud. So he's making his point. So he finally, gets to why he's got evidence. I thought I was hearing things. He said that there were about 1,500 documented cases of fraud over a 20-year period. One election has at least 300 million votes in it. When would 1,000 votes make a difference?
Right.
And then he didn't admit that half of those that they found were Republicans. So say if there were 10,000 in a 300 million vote pool, 10,000 is not even a wrinkle. It's not a drop of rain in the ocean.
With that. Come on.
It was, well, the rest of it is really hard to document. All right, so now you're telling me that your 1,500 may not be valid in your evaluation. It's possible you're not even right. But he didn't bring up half of them were his people.
No. It's the fear is one of the greatest motivators.
Unbelievable.
The boogeyman, all that.
Just unbelievable nonsense.
I know.
1,000 votes out of 300 million?
I know.
Come on.
I know. It's the logic. They don't see logic.
Don't call it logic. You're insulting logic.
Well, but put it this way, the grifters know what they're doing. Like the people saying that, they know they're lying. But the people that are buying into it.
But you mean they actually believe that they can say, okay, say if it was just 100 million votes altogether. They're saying people don't have sense enough to say, well, 1,000 votes is not going to change that election.
I think the people in charge that are smart enough know the psyche of these people.
Unbelievable. They're saying we're stupid.
Yeah.
Or their people are stupid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go to Scott. Good morning, Scott. How you doing? Good morning, Scott. How you doing?
Gentlemen of the jury, it's Pop Shelton. I want to say, how you guys doing?
How you doing, man?
How you doing, man?
Good. Couple quick little sports thing, but you kind of stole my thunder.
Okay.
How these people with the virus coming, we all know who we can blame for that. I had a guy a couple months ago in my conversation. Oh, man, Trump wasn't a doctor. I said he wasn't a president either. But I went deep, and I heard crickets chirping. But I know it was real. Losing Dad, Uncle Rich to it, and they had this underlying thing. But eventually, COVID You know, my niece Larissa is a nurse, and she said you had healthcare workers who weren't taking it serious. I'm like, really? Mm-hmm. Larissa had to fire a couple of that worked under her, University of Pennsylvania. And I just look back on those days, fellas, and it was some trying times, healthcare workers and all that. Mm-hmm. I'm just like, how did he not get in trouble? Because it's Trump. But I just answered my own question. But it was trying times. But it's back, and I'm going to go get my shot. I know it's real, and it was real. So
anytime. I took my cue from the people that worked in the healthcare industry, and the doctors that I have, they had the mask thing in place at their offices, and they wouldn't talk to you without them on. It just, because they knew how serious it is, and they knew the consequences that were possible. This stuff. I hate the folk that lie and say it was just like having a cold. Not while you were laying in bed for 3 days and thought you were going to die. Yeah. Now, it wasn't that bad. Okay.
People on respirators and all that.
Yeah.
You just can't imagine how many people I had to get with. And I told one guy, shut him up. I said, unless you haven't lost a loved one, like I did 2 of them, dear to me, you're not on my thinking level. Nope. So leave me alone. And
I know a guy, and this was crazy. He said the whole thing was a hoax. And then the next day when I saw him, he asked me, could I pray for his sister? And I said, okay, what's the problem? Well, she's got COVID, and she's in intensive care, and they don't think she's going to make it. And I said, wait a minute. Didn't you tell me yesterday?
Hoaxes don't do that.
That this thing was a hoax. Hoaxes don't put people in intensive care. And he wouldn't answer. He just dropped his head. And I said, I'll pray for her. I said, but you think a hoax has her in the hospital? He would not say he was wrong.
Yep.
Oh, no, of course not. Of course not. See, it doesn't hit reality until it happens to you or a family member.
Then all of a sudden it's real.
Yep.
Oh yeah. So off of that, before I get all of our blood pressure raised up, the men's Olympic basketball team. A lot of people are darning Mr. Embiid. I mean, he's got an injury of history. A lot of people on Facebook have the Sixers fans and not Sixers fans. He shouldn't be playing. My thing is, okay, it's an honor, but how do you guys feel, about Embiid playing and versus maybe he should be trying to get healthy for the Sixers season?
I wonder. I know he wants to do it, and I understand the whole Olympic dream and the mystique and all of that, but for a guy who gets hurt a lot, I would think he wouldn't want to extend his season because he's going to have to practice. He can't sit. They have to establish a flow because all these other teams are coming after them, and I think there may be 1 or 2 that they're going to have to really play ball. And you can't win over there without playing defense.
Nope.
So, it's just as silly to me. Him playing is as silly to me as Caitlin Clark not playing.
I like that analogy. I really do.
That's the ridiculousness, the scale of ridiculousness that I equate that with. How do you not pick Caitlin Clark when everybody who she's playing with in the league she's playing, her awards for playing ball are about 30 to 1.
But she's not the best rookie. Angel Reese is out there.
Different squad, different position.
I know.
Different position. Angel's doing fine.
But Angel's not on the team either, though.
I get it. But the commercial thing, in their statement, they say they want more eyes on women's basketball. Well, whether you like it or not, do you think, how many people do you think now are going to watch the women's Olympic basketball team that Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark are not on it?
Small percentage.
We'll see, but in that case, most people don't even watch the men's league in Olympics until the championship game.
Well, because we assume they're gonna win. But the WNBA does not does not suffer from too much star power, and I couldn't watch a WNBA game.
They're playing good now, though.
Of course they are.
Really good.
Of course.
These young girls
Because
are
of
all coming in.
the two ladies that Bishop just
It's not
mentioned.
just two of them. It's a bunch of them.
Yeah, the new
They're
crew.
really doing.
Okay.
The girl with the long braids.
Yeah.
They've got a couple people.
Yeah.
But I think the money that Caitlin Clark got, the fact that they're flying private now because of her. They're shifting stadiums now to men's stadiums because of her. You know,
She's changed a revolution, if you want to say.
absolutely, man. They got to go with it, and they're about to get paid more because butts in the seat and advertising dollars is what generates this money.
Yep.
So okay, it didn't happen before for a variety of reasons, but it's happening now.
Yeah.
So
it's not a coincidence either.
You're gonna wave at the train as it's leaving, or you're gonna get on the train? Come on, man.
Boy, Bishop is an analogy. I tell you, Pastor Nick, I love it. I love it.
What's that?
Or as David Evans would say, it's not making any sense.
Look, it's like Otis Redding, man. Sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time, watching the ships go by, man.
Put on his thumb.
That's what Otis said, man. Don't watch the ship go by, especially when you've been waiting for that ship to come in, like my mother used to say.
Get on it. Find a way to get on it.
Come on, man.
And ride the wave.
I think a lot of them are. I started watching some more games this year, right?
Okay.
Caitlin Clark is not the only one going through the same thing. These women are. I mean, Asia Wilson, the best player in the league right now. She was bloody a couple games. They go at it.
Yeah.
These games.
I think they're trying to.
They're not handpicked, and they say this been going for years.
I think they're trying to be. What's the word I can use tactfully? They're trying to show that they're tough.
But they've been doing this for years.
Yeah, they've been.
This ain't the first year.
They play a physical game,
Yeah.
but I'm telling you, I couldn't watch it because I tried over the years. And after you miss 6 or 7 layups in a game, I can't watch that.
Yeah.
You know, and then, you know, I mean, just consistently, they were just missing shots and missing shots. And I'm like, no. I can't watch this.
I agree with you.
It's aggravating me too much. And, you know, I just think the opportunity has arrived. And just like the NBA capitalized on Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, like college basketball capitalized on Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. We've got Angel Reese. We've got Caitlin Clark. How much history do you have that this combination works?
Yeah.
For a variety of reasons. Talent, race, ability, you know, 2 different positions on the court.
Yep.
Magic was a guard.
Bird was forward. Yeah.
Bird's a forward.
Yeah.
I mean, it's how many times does history have to repeat itself before you say, wait a minute? There's a couple $100 million salaries in this.
And if I could throw something in, Magic, a 6'9" guard.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
A 6'9".
Yeah.
You could kind of say he changed that position.
Well,
but you don't see. You see pretty much tall guards now.
You see guys with maybe a handle better than he could. But I don't think anybody could do everything Magic could do.
Now his court vision, that no look, was just nasty.
That's the other thing. You heard that Magic could play all 5 positions.
One time Kareem got hurt, he played center.
Yeah, when you Gray stole my thunder.
And they won.
Pastor Nick, I'm having flashbacks. I'm showing my age now.
And they won, man. So
yes, they did. But
I think it's a polarizing moment.
Her love.
Yeah, tell her I said hello, man.
I definitely will. You guys take care.
Talk to you.
Always enjoy talking to you. Bye-bye.
866-743-8267. We've got a few minutes.
By quick.
Yeah, it did go by quick. I just Caitlin and Angel made me watch the NCAA finals this year on the women's side. Because March Madness for me is about men's basketball. This year I'm trying to see, you know, when these 2 teams were playing anybody, I'm trying to watch. You know, so it started happening at the college level. They need to let it happen.
Yeah. They're letting it happen.
Yeah.
Here's my thing too. This is where
not where she ain't special and
I ain't talking about that petty stuff.
Yeah, well, that's the stuff that's holding them back.
Let's put on court stuff.
Okay.
You wrestled, you ran track. I played football for a little while. You did sports longer than I did.
Okay.
If I'm playing against if the best person in the world I'm going against that person, I'm not going to do anything cheap. I'm not going to try to do anything. Oh, but I'm not going to let you.
You shouldn't.
Yeah, I'm not going to let you just come and just, the competitor in me will not let you just, like I heard people say, just let her score.
No.
It's going to help the game.
I'm going to up my game.
No.
But I'm going to do it within the rules.
Within the rules, yes.
Right, but
within the rules.
Here's the thing that is so revealing. It's like in politics. If I got to cheat, I'm already telling you I don't think I can win. Yeah. If I've got to do something that's not a basketball play, that's as blatant as what Chinity did, call her a name, then knock her down, but then her teammates don't come to get her and don't confront the person that fouled her.
Now,
that's a problem.
Two things here. Chinity did that to somebody else like the week before. She's known for that. So that's why I was like, was it special to Caitlin, or was it just who she is as a person?
I'm glad you said that. Maybe they talked to her the first time, and she did it again. But this time, it's the golden goose of the league. So they're going to react differently.
I agree with that.
All right, so watch this. So Brady's quarterback, somebody do a real bad hit on him, they're going to change the rule.
And they actually did.
Okay.
Which I think is one of the reasons why the NFL, when it comes to the quarterback, is suffering some, because you can barely touch the quarterback, which is something we hate.
But offense is dollars.
It is dollars. But eventually the game starts to suffer.
But the marketing doesn't.
It starts to
People
suffer.
come out to see them.
They do. But again, it goes back to the NFL is slowly turning into like flag football.
Well, it's equal treatment, but they don't treat everybody equally.
And I agree with that.
Yeah,
The quarterback, golden goose, you protect
you
protect your golden goose.
There's different rules for them. They don't have to come to spring training, and
But at the same time, the competitor in me is like, dude, you got to be strong enough to be able to withstand some stuff. Because the second part, where you said her teammates didn't come to her defense.
Yeah, they're supposed to.
Because now people act like Caitlin Clark is this angel and does.
No, nobody.
She talks trash.
Man,
she hits people. She does the same thing she's guilty of.
Not all like that, Nick.
Now I'm not talking about the overly aggressive stuff. I'm talking about the normal thing.
Come on, Nick. Now
Bishop, they have her on video.
She does just what everybody else does.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about the outlandish stuff.
She holds out. Those basketball plays.
She shouldered somebody the other game.
What you think she should do?
But that's what I'm saying.
Let them keep knocking her on the behind.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
It's not even in college.
But she didn't come into the league knocking people down on the ground.
We can't give her a different set of rules.
No. I'm not giving a different set. She did not come into the league knocking people down on the ground.
She in college. She was now we're talking about one. Chinity was one isolated incident. Caitlin's not getting beat up every game.
You're not seeing the film.
I'm watching the film.
I mean, I saw the one girl grab Angel Reese by her hair and snatch her down.
Yes,
to
that's
the
what I'm
ground.
saying. And
that's not a basketball play.
I agree with
and
that.
that is not allowed.
I agree with it.
And I thought Angel should have gotten up once she got herself together and smoked that girl.
I absolutely agree with that. I'm
Okay.
not talking about those things.
But they're not bothering. What's her name though?
Who?
The Dominican girl.
The one with the dreads.
Yeah. Well,
the braids, long braids.
Yeah, the long ponytail. She was on the team with Angel Reese.
Yeah, Cordoza.
Cordoza.
Yeah.
Yeah, ain't nobody messing with her.
No.
I think she sold the ticket when she got thrown out of the game. When she grabbed that girl.
Yes.
They're like, that one with the long hair. No, we're not gonna bother her.
Yeah.
So, and Angel's gonna have to do that to somebody. And I think Caitlin's gonna have to grip somebody else.
And look, I'm a competitor.
But I don't think it should be that way.
Yeah.
I participate in some tough sports. Wrestling is not an easy thing to do. And some people play dirty. But my whole team came off the bench. Yeah. My mom came out the stands one time and tell her to get back.
But that's a question though. Your own team don't defend you.
Your team's got
something's wrong in that equation.
Animosity.
I don't know if it's all animosity.
Oh yeah, man. Come on, man. Okay. Come on. Look at that. We didn't. If I won't defend you, something's wrong with the way I'm seeing you.
Or there's something wrong with the relationship.
Well, how could the relationship be good when I'm mad because you got $30 million coming in the door?
Something else going on.
Okay,
there.
all right.
And more,
you're being an apologist today.
no, I'm being honest with you.
Nah.
Something else is going on.
There's something else going on. Pettiness.
Something else going on.
Pettiness. Everybody's calling it pettiness.
Something else going on.
But you're politically correct this morning.
Something else going on.
All right, y'all, we out of time, y'all. This has been On Point. For Pastor Nicholas Smith, I'm Bishop David Jeffers. Now, tomorrow we want to see you in church. It's the Breakthrough Sunday. It's the Breakout Sunday. We've been in this tremendous series on the Holy Spirit. We've been in a witchcraft piece. We're getting ready to do some great, great things tomorrow. We want you to join us. Don't forget, keep us in your prayers. And remember, faith acts like a thing is so, even when it's not so, that it might be so. God bless you. See you next time on On Point.